Well, the month has changed to December or September. Oh my gosh, I'm already skipping ahead to December. The month has skipped to September, and that means that you have a full football weekend. Yes, the NFL does return. Do I like that they are on a Friday night when that should be left to high school football? Well, we'll get into all of that. Talk Browns, Bengals, Browns expectations for 2025. Buckeyes with a big win in the horseshoe. Yes, I was down there. I don't know how much I'm going to get into that. I don't like touting myself too much, but we'll see. We can share. I'll share, but not to like tout myself. Plus, a little high school football, and yeah, we do need to touch on the guards just for a moment. We're gonna try to go through all this. This is the voice of the land, of course, partnered with LPV Productions, and we are brought to you by our friends at Greeny Sports Cars. We just gave away a couple weeks back, and we've had the winners reaching out to us and being so gracious and thankful for them. I mean, we're just thankful that they entered our contest and were willing to connect with us and our partners with Greenies. And they are such a great group of people. I actually saw Jeremy Levine, the one of the guys at from Greenies. Peter and I actually got a chance to see him at the press conference for the Crunch. I'm sorry, I wanted to try to get a Crunch player on to promote them going to the Wolstein Center. It's football season. My life
Right.
becomes nuts. So didn't get the time to do that, but we will definitely get them on at some point to promote that as more details kind of come out, what tickets are going to look like, all of that kind of stuff. But we saw Jeremy there, and we were talking about a lot of great stuff and what they're trying to do and expand their reach, expand their media presence, Ryan. And it's always good to be like when you partner with someone, you want to partner with good people, and I hope that that's on our end to theirs, and it's
Right.
definitely on theirs to ours.
Yeah. I mean, we can't rave enough about greenies in general. They're just so incredible. The just the quality of prizes that they've given us to give away to our viewers. Just like top notch, and we couldn't be grateful. I mean, yeah. Hopefully, we're returning the favor. But I've heard nothing but great things from Steve and the other guys at Greenies, and I just want to continue that partnership and once again reiterate just how grateful we are for Greenies. We truly don't deserve the quality of things that we're being able to provide for everybody. So.
And I'm doing a live read from my watch today, so like bear with me. But they do want everybody to know that they are the largest producer of sports card trading
Mhm.
shows in Northeast Ohio. They have one of the biggest ones you're going to see in April. I was at that show the day that Shadur Sanders was drafted after we thought we were all out on Shadur Sanders, and everybody was going crazy. And the Cavs are in the playoffs against Miami, and we thought, oh, look at the way they're playing. They're going to play great in the playoffs. And but
Oh man.
they do have 5 locations and growing. Their next show is going to be September 20th at the Woodside Event Center in Broadview. In Broadview Heights, you can see all of their show information, all of anything that they're doing. Greenysportscars.com. That's the best way to get all the details on them. And yes, they are live every Tuesday at 7 with some eBay things
Right.
and shows going on, and they want to expand on that. So we look forward to hopefully, partnering and connecting and doing more with them as we go forward. All of that to be said, there's Browns fans, we're Browns fans. We've all been, everybody that's listening to this, whether on live or on replay or just the audio of it, we've all been through the trials and tribulations of being a Browns fan, especially
Oh yeah.
those of my generation. And as I've gotten older, as the years have gone on, I've understood more and more why my friends when we were in high school were finding other teams to be fans of because, since 1999, my generation has known suck. That's all we've known, Ryan, is
Yeah.
stuck with just a sprinkle of a miracle season or
A false
season of
hope. Yeah.
dreams. Season of dreams like it was in 2007. As we do switch gears, so again, we titled this show "The Full Football Weekend is Back," and it starts tonight. Dallas at Philadelphia for the
Yep.
first game of the year for the defending champs. Then Brazil tomorrow. Is it Chiefs and Chargers? Is that right? An AFC West matchup
I believe so. Yeah. I know it's
in,
Chiefs. I'm
in
not sure about the
Sao
Chargers.
Paulo, Brazil.
Yeah.
Before we really dig in, have you heard the rumors of what they're going to do next year?
No, what are they?
There's going to be a game on Labor Day weekend, the first weekend of college football, and it's going to be in Australia.
They're gonna do anything, everything. I mean, it's only a matter of time till Elon has them playing on the moon. So, I mean,
Yeah. So
what are you gonna do about it?
that's going to be like a
Yeah.
50.440. But tonight, tomorrow, and then Sunday is a big day for the NFL. We got the college football started last week, so we have a full slate of college football on Saturday. High school is on Friday, so let's work in reverse. I know NFL's on Monday as well, and then there'll be games smattered throughout the week as we get deeper into the season. But let's start in reverse, and let's start with NFL, Ryan.
Yeah.
Let's start with the Browns. We know that they're starting Joe Flacco. We know that Quinshon Judkins is not here, so it's going to be Jerome Ford, Dylan Sampson, and Raheem Rocket Sanders in the backfield if they're going to try to establish the run this year. Defense looking strong, but not a lot of depth behind the frontline guys outside the defensive line. Myles Garrett not practicing today, according to Cameron Wolf of NFL Network. There's not a big concern that he won't be able to play on Sunday with a hip injury. Some people speculating he just wants people to know that he's dealing with nicks and bruises already this season. Whatever. I don't care. Where are your expectations right now, Ryan, for this Browns team, and what are you expecting to see even just on Sunday if we just look at this as a one-game season?
Yeah, I mean, expectations are hard. I mean, I've gone throughout this whole offseason saying, hey, I expect the Browns not to be that great. I expect a top 5 pick, and I expect maybe a 3 wins in the wings column this year. After reflecting, this week 1 matchup against the Bengals, I think the Browns have a chance, which is crazy for me to think of. I mean, with the whole quarterback debacle, I mean, Flacco and Njoku's never been better unless he played with Flacco. The report they have, the chemistry they have is incredible. I mean, Judy last year, if you can carry that, said Tillman, if he can stay healthy with his injuries, yeah, the running game's a concern, but our defense can match their offense. It can. Yeah, there's not much depth, like you said. I mean, I think depth at corner. I think this will be a huge game for Greg Newsome in particular. He's got to either put up or shut up. This is the year where he's in the contract year now. He's a first round pick, but he's got to play. I think that their defense is atrocious, and I think that our offense can handle their defense. So as long we'll skip the penalties. Hopefully those are a minimum. Usually week 1 penalties for the Browns are not usually that great. Nonetheless, matchup wise, our offense is better than their defense, and our defense matches pretty well with their offense. So I could see the Browns squeaking out with a win, especially with Joe Flacco, who's I think he's 4-5 or he's got a losing record against the Browns in general. So we'll see.
We'll see. I mean, if you were to ask me like expectations for the season, I have none.
Right.
Because I'm inundated with, well, they made that trade down in the draft to get an extra first round pick to go into next year's draft. So it feels like I have to skip 2025 and just see what happens from end of season 2025 as we flip the calendar to 2026, whatever day that is. I have to look from that date to opener the next season in 2026,
Right.
and then be able to tell you what I expect from that team. Because, there's guys on this team that, you would say this is a team that is actually trying to win. But then there's the whole Watson contract, quarterback not figured out, taking every swing you possibly can. So as a season, I have no expectations. Sometimes that's a good thing for the Browns. Most often, I don't talk about it, be about it. We're going to hear all the right things, but can they actually perform on the field? Now, again, like you said, with the Bengals, there is a chance there. Everybody likes to go to the card that the Browns have had Joe Burrow's number. I would caution people that, we'll see how the Bengals approach to this preseason and this training camp. affects how they come out in the start of the year. They are, I think Nathan Zagura said on Cleveland Browns Daily, and he's the color analyst for the Browns radio network. He said that Joe Burrow in his career is 1-9 in opener in the first 2 weeks of the season. And like he is exponentially, he's like an 80 passer rating, you know, pretty close, pretty low numbers on touchdowns and interceptions. The rest of the season, it's like, it's completely night and day.
Right.
But they've approached this offseason, Ryan, like they're trying to change that narrative. They can't do it until they actually win. But Joe Burrow has gotten a couple wins over the Browns since like that initial wave with Baker and those teams and Miles sacking him and stuff like that. Like that has started to turn around. So I just think that this defense is going to, try to control the line of scrimmage. Bengals are going to try to get the ball out quick, and it's going to be on Newsome and Ward, and then whoever they rotate in that man-to-man coverage. It's going to be about, can you play clean? Can you get some PBUs? Can you force field goals on long drives? Can you get off the field on third down, even third and short? Those are, everybody says that is the offense that has caused the defense to have problems later in the year because they're so tired. That's true. But Ryan, I got to admit, I've seen this team not get off the field on third down too often, even early in the season, and that's always a concern.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I mean, this defense has got a lot of proof. There's a lot of young guys that have a lot of proof too. I mean, Mason Graham on the unofficial depth chart, starting at defensive tackle. Schlesinger is going to be the guy in the middle. I'm uncertain who's going to wear the green sticker, but I think at some point, maybe this year, he probably will wear that green sticker.
He is wearing it.
That's crazy. That's amazing.
He's been wearing it the whole preseason.
That's so awesome. Yeah, that's cool that he's earned that too. Chase Brown will be a problem catching out the backfield. That's where Schlesinger is going to have to come in. Him and Gesicki are no, small task for sure. Give me the Browns, man. I'm crazy right now. I've been talking all summer about how we're not going to be good, but man, give me the week one jitters. Give me these guys playing around. Give me this defense playing on fire, and I have confidence in this defensive line. I really do.
I mean, you're gonna have to score at least 25 points to win this game, at least.
Sure.
You
say it like that, then. Oh no.
Yeah, I mean, and that 2 years ago, and that's what turned into a magical year, at least a magical run at the end. Joe
Right.
Flacco wasn't here at the time. Browns opened the season with the Bengals, and they won 24-3. I don't see that happening this year. That offense is really good. They have a lot of weapons,
sure.
and even if you try to take away Jamar Chase, T. Higgins can get his. Chase Brown on the backfield, he can run, he can catch it. He's decent blocking in pass protection. So there are weapons, and Joe Burrow is one of those. Like, he has that elite arm in the league. Do they get to the mountaintop and become like full on elite status? That's up to their defense. And Trey Hendrickson re-signed, but they lost other pieces, and they were already atrocious last year. So what will is it Al Golden, who came from Notre Dame, is now their defensive coordinator? We'll see what he can bring and change in their scheme. I mean, I definitely think the Browns have a chance, Ryan. I definitely do. Yeah. But look, it's been since I want to say it's been several years since the Browns beating the Bengals. They beat them with less than 21 points. So it was like a 17-13 win or something like that. What I do like about this defense, and what gives me confidence about the young guys, and especially Carson Schlesinger, and I think that's someone that you have to keep your eye on. Like Jim Schwartz, he doesn't really give praise to players, just out of a whim or just to do it. And he was talking about Carson today and his media availability, and he's talking about he had to go back to the facility for something, and Carson's just sitting there in a room by himself watching tape, breaking down film, and it's late at night. we talk about you want your quarterback first in, last one out. Well, the quarterback of
Right.
your defense is doing exactly that and trying to get up to speed, because not only does he have to learn and adjust to the NFL game, and it's going to be a whole different speed and animal on Sunday, he also has to like get up to speed on being able to make the calls, make the adjustments, and get everybody lined up.
Yeah, I mean, he's an intelligent guy. He's no slouch. I mean, he had really good grades. I think he was a engineering major, or I think it was like biochemical engineering, something like that, something crazy.
Mhm.
Guy, I mean, they've put this guy in a position to succeed. I mean, interesting I saw, like, I mean, it'll be what Diabate playing next to him. Jerome Baker is going to be a backup, which I found a little interesting. Like, these guys can play. I think that he's ready for this role. I've been watching a lot of film of him in college. The guy is just what you want in a linebacker. He's fast. He's mean as heck, dude. He's so mean. He's going to be an AFC North nightmare. He's going to be, unfortunately, we didn't get to see, his career really pan out, but like Ryan Shazier, but he's bigger. Like, he's going to be very, very good, and I'm excited that we got him. I'm just, especially with the unfortunate circumstances with JOK. Like, we hopefully won't skip too much of a beat, and that's pretty reassuring for a second round pick rookie.
It is. It really is. What do you expect this run game to look like with the way that the room is currently constructed?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I am a Raheem Rocket Sanders lover. This guy, if you look at this guy's film from 2022, when he was with Arkansas, I mean, he led the country in yards. It was like an Ollie Gordon situation from 2023, and then he didn't have such a great year at the next year. I don't think he'll start. I think Jerome. It'll be the same. Jerome Ford getting the ball. Hopefully, he gets some out of the backfield. But I'm I think there'll be a lot of tight end sets. I think Harold Fannin will be in a lot more. I think I think the plan will be just to manage the game and complete passes and don't turn it over. I mean, I'm not fully expecting I'm not fully, maybe 60, 70 yards, just manage the game. That's all we need to do. I don't think that we're gonna have a Nick Chubb game, 150-yard, breakout running back. Dallin Sampson's no slouch either. I think, for a fourth round pick, he's really, really good. He led the SEC in yards. He can play well as well. I don't have a ton of expectations for the running game. I just think as long as we manage the game and we, just complete short completions to just manage the game, we'll be okay.
We talked about all off season how they switched. They're going right back to the Stefanski offense, and it's it's run based, and you had your bell cow back. Well, he's not there, and nobody knows when he's actually going to show up, if he's going to show up at all,
Right.
and all of that. And I mean, you understand the situation. It's not the situation that he was accused of and things like that. I know where it went in the legal process, but we know how the NFL treats legal processes. It doesn't, just because you don't get jail time or you don't get charged with something doesn't mean the NFL is not going to think that they're the higher power than even like the Supreme Court. In
Right.
That's how they act sometimes. They feel like and that's not to make an excuse. Whatever happened happened, and it doesn't make you feel good at all. I'm not making light of that situation. I'm just talking about in general. The NFL makes decisions that, you know, whatever you want, NFL. Whatever you want. You're better than your higher power than the Supreme Court. You don't care about like making sure that the day of the week that is the days of the week that are supposed to be for spotlighting the future stars that could make it to the league matter. Granted, it's only one day, but this whole like adding a game on Friday in the opening weekend, like,
Right.
do your Thursday, totally fine. There is some high school games on Thursday, but there's not many. Like, there's only two scheduled in Northeast Ohio this Thursday. Like, there's not like that's not a big day. But Friday night they
That's
called
pro
it Friday
football.
Night Lights for a reason. So hey, whatever they're gonna do, they're gonna do. Let's let's just see. And I'm not saying the Browns are gonna do anything special, but
Right.
if you beat the Bengals, Ryan, and I know you've seen this before and probably can talk about it even more, getting that first win sometimes does things to locker rooms that you don't even expect to see out of that team.
Yeah, I mean, sure. But realistically, looking at our schedule, I don't see. I mean, yeah, motivation is great, but motivation is not necessarily the key contributing factor to winning a game. Week 2 is again, I think Baltimore's week 2. Like it's going to be a crazy, crazy schedule, especially the first 6 games. Um, we're just going to take it one game at a time. I do think this game is winnable. I do not think many games are winnable this year. I'm excited. I'm very excited to see how Kevin Stefanski does in general. Now that he's calling the plays again, I've been openly saying that I think that he used Ken Dorsey as a scapegoat at the right time. And now it's put up or shut up, buddy. Like let's see how great your offense is. And I'm more than willing to put my foot in my mouth. All I want is a winning team. That's all I want. I'm just going with certain patterns that I've noticed and how tactically he's an intelligent guy, So I wouldn't put it past him. I'm excited to see this rookie tight end and Njoku, how they use both of them. I think Harold Fannin is going to be just such a good player in the future for this team. Do I think he takes over with Njoku's contract ending at the end of the year? We'll see. I think I'm rambling. I don't even remember the question, Kevin. I'm sorry. I'm just talking about the Browns. Sorry, Buck.
Okay. You kind of did what the Browns tend to do, even if they get the win in the first game. Most teams get that feeling, and they don't say they want it again.
Sure.
They actually act on it. It doesn't happen for the Browns, and then they just go off and they ramble on with bull crap penalties and bull crap, whatever, just bull crap on a football field that doesn't look like actual football. Like you watch the Browns is Sunday at 1, then you watch the game on Thursday, you watch they watch the games in the afternoon on Sunday night, Monday night, and you think everybody else is playing a different game.
Right.
That's just how it goes. Now, a team that is playing, that does play at a high level, and will always play at least the standard is to play at a high level. The Ohio State University, the Ohio State Buckeyes get a 14-7 win on Saturday over who was, the team at that time ranked number 1, the Texas Longhorns. Arch Manning does not look like what everyone touted him to be. That's not Arch Manning's fault. That's kind of, that was just the conversation around him. I think the Buckeye defense doesn't get enough credit for what they did to Arch Manning. And everybody says Super Bowl winning quarterback and all of that, or Super Bowl winning defensive coordinator and Matt Patricia. Just in general, he came from the NFL, and a guy that's everybody expects to be a top pick when he decides to come out to be an NFL quarterback. Matt Patricia put NFL schemes on that field that Arch Manning had never seen before.
Right.
And look, he's either going to learn from it or he's going to, it's going to be an unfortunate fall off the cliff of grace.
Yeah. I mean, I think Matt Patricia was a masterful hire. I think his scheme, not only did he implement an NFL scheme, he had different coverages going on the field at the same time. You had all these guys locked in. You had only 2 penalties the whole game, and I don't even think the defense committed one. You had, Iggy Igbinosun pass deflecting, touchdowns and actively wanting to hold, but remembering to pull his hands back so he doesn't hold. That's on coaching. That's on Matt Patricia. That's on, Tim Walton in the defense. And he confused Manning out there. I think that, Manning threw 1 pick, but he should have thrown, Jermaine Matthews had 2. Sonny Styles had 1. It was close to throwing 3 picks, and this game was out of it. The 4th down stops. This defense is just came to play. And how about freaking Arvell Reese, the guy I've been fangirling all summer about this guy, and he just came out and put a whooping on Texas. I love it, dude.
He was literally all over the place.
Yeah.
He was literally all over the place as Lincoln decides to show up for a second. Come here, bud. Come here. Say hi to everybody. Say hi. Oh, now you're going to be shy. Now you're going to be shy. I know. Daddy you saw Daddy's car and he wasn't actually out in the house, huh? He's locked up in a room, huh? Yeah. Okay. You want to go see Mama again? Go see Mama. I can't come out there right now, bud. I know.
Come here, buddy. Let's go.
I'll be out in a little bit, okay? We'll do a shorter show for you, okay?
Come on, we'll go see Raji.
Daddy! I know, but I'll be out in a little bit. we're talking Ohio State. I got to talk about this.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, like, so I did get the opportunity to go to the game. We hosted a pregame show, yeah, from an ESPN radio, like they call it an Airstream. It's kind of like a bus, a tube type thing that has like their whole studio in it. So I was very like humbled and honored to have that opportunity to do that and go cover the game. So we got Nick Paulus, the original co-host of the show, and I got the chance to go and sit in the press box. So we got the all 22 view.
That's so cool.
Like, again, this isn't about me, like what I got to do. What was really cool was watching a guy like Arvell Reese and even Sonny Styles, just the way that they are just all over the place near the football at all times. The rallying to the football, the way you saw the gray helmets just swarm to the football after someone got the initial hit. Caleb Downs calling out defense and switches, and sometimes they were on all the same line, and Arch Manning had no idea who was coming, who was dropping in coverage at all. And that's just, the thing is, of course, now it's one game. You can't get too high, too low. The Buckeyes are number one in the country, which, I mean, they probably should have been to start. Yeah. But some people did want LSU to go from 9 up to 1. Look, I get it. And Heather Dinich from ESPN, she's one of them. And she, if you want college football and a college football playoff breakdown, I'm telling you, go listen to Heather Dinich. But where I didn't agree with that is you just open the door yourself. Oh my goodness. Where's Mama? Where's Mama? Where's Child Patrol? Go watch Paw Patrol. Go watch your Paw Patrol. Oh man, I love being a parent, man. This is so great.
Oh, I get it.
I know. I literally that type of stuff is fun, man. Like, just coming in, he doesn't know any better. Who cares? Like, this show is awesome, and we don't take ourselves seriously. Like, we don't have to have the hottest takes and all that kind of stuff. My kid, your kid wants to jump in. Let's do it. All I want to do is say that Ohio State and LSU. Ohio State should have been won. I get that they won. They won by 7, Ryan, on the road, 17-10, and Brian Kelly can puff out his chest and take any shots he wants at Dabo Swinney because they dominated that second half. But it was still like, I get it's on the road, but you were at number 9.
Yep.
We didn't know if Clemson was going to be any good. We do know that LSU falters in big games. You got one. Can you do it again? That confidence won't be there until you get to the end of the season, and Brian Kelly has proven us all wrong.
Yeah. 9-1 is a crazy jump. That's irrational. What are they, 3 or 4 right now? They should be one of the top 5 schools in the nation.
Yeah. I think they're 3.
Yeah, I think so too. They're very good. But Ohio State, the 3rd best team that ranked, beat the number 1 team. It's unquestionable that we should be number 1, and we deserve to be number 1. I'm excited, man. This playoff this year is going to be crazy. There's going to be so many good teams that are going to be in this playoff, and it's just going to be like ultimate fantasy football, college football. It's going to be crazy. I'm so excited for the matchups. It's going to be a lot of fun. And we have a long way till then. So,
what'd you make of Julian saying?
I thought, all right, so Julian saying, redshirt freshman, 2nd year playing for Ohio State, he was incredibly poised. He cool, calm California guy, dude. He was very accurate. I think there was 4 or 5 drops. Like Max Clare on 4th down hit him right in the A6, right in the numbers, and dropped it. Yeah, Jeremiah Smith was open in the end zone, but even when he made the poor decision, it was right in his numbers. I think he played really, really well. Maybe, instead of throwing the ball away, he should have just ran it so that, it's not a free timeout. But small things like that will be fixed with coaching. He's a young guy, and it was his first start. And the way that he played against the number 1 team in the country, I have a lot of confidence in this kid.
I saw some people saying, Ohio State Ohio State haters saying Ohio State's peaking too early. That's not peaking too early. Like the defense, I think the defense has some more it can do and some more it can bring. I didn't see as much of the the disguised pressures. It was more like disguised coverages more so than the pressures. Now there's definitely pressure they got to Arch Manning, but
Yeah.
that started from just the disguised coverages and him getting happy feet in the pocket. You see the NFL level talent though with those throws he made in the fourth quarter. You can say the Buckeyes had like a prevent defense, but you're only up 14-0. I'm pretty sure that wasn't just a prevent defense. And those throws are going to beat a lot of defenses, even if you're playing straight up. Some of those throws I saw in the fourth quarter. So the talent is there. It's how does he go on from here? I thought the same thing. Julian Sayin looked poised. I could feel it from him in pregame warmups. You know, sometimes you just see something in a guy or an athlete, and it was cool because their last rep before they went into the locker room to get their pads on. They were running the quarterbacks with the wide receivers, and the wide receivers were running like go routes, and I mean, saying keen holes, Tavian St. Clair, the beauty. I know that they're just going against air, but just like the beauty of those deep balls, like I mean, you couldn't see a wobble in the ball at all, like spiral every single time. So they definitely have a good room. But their last rep was Tavian St. Clair playing defensive back, Kane Holes playing wide receiver, saying throwing him the ball, and Keen Hole's using that big body and like going up and catching it. Like, now did he do it well? I'm not breaking down his wide receiver skills,
Right.
but I sometimes it's the little things, and it was just something about their interactions, like the quarterback room. We talked about this quarterback battle. You couldn't tell that someone beat someone else to be the quarterback, and someone was maybe upset they didn't get the chance to play in the biggest game to start the season. Like, and that's just the culture that Ryan Day has built, that the Ohio State Buckeyes have built. It started with Urban Meyer. Ryan Day has put his touch on it, and I think Julian Sayin he's going to have the training wheels taken off. I think that's what people are forgetting when some people want to go at him and say like, "Oh, that wasn't a good performance." That like they don't have a good quarterback. Yeah. Sometimes excuses matter, Ryan. Like drop passes and having like a vanilla offense.
Yeah, it's very conservative, for sure.
Yeah. I mean, talk about that. Like Ryan Day said it after the game. I didn't realize how much he could handle. I know how much he can handle now. We're going to let him do that. Like, how big can that be?
Especially, this upcoming week when you do not have the number one team in the country that you're playing. You have, Grambling State, who's not that, I'm not going to talk, they're not as a superior opponent. So, I mean, I expect Sayin to be able to open it up this time. And what's interesting is like there weren't a lot of substitutions in this game against Texas. There were only a few freshmen got on the field, which was really cool. Devin Sanchez got to play that nickel spot for Lorenzo Styles. Riley Pettigen got in, but like you didn't see Mylan Graham too much. You didn't see any of those guys. So I'm excited to. My expectations for this week would be that we run up the score a bit, especially in the first half, and then get them out of there. Get his confidence up, and then get these young guys in, and not have to worry about it. Let them rest. Let Keynotes go out there and rip it to Quincy Porter and some of these other guys. I think last week they were conservative, and they just wanted to get out of there with a win. And I'm happy they did that. I'm glad they did that. Now it's time for opening up for Sayin, opening up for these other guys to get a chance and, making more rotations. So.
Yeah, and one thing that I do love and I think is a good thing about going into a game where you're supposed to play and have a result a certain way against Grambling. Right. What I do like is, Larry Johnson and, like Ryan Day kind of having Larry Johnson do it, but him wanting to step up. Grambling is one of those HBCUs. He's historical college that has a rich history in its past, and they are educating these guys on that history and to respect who's coming into the shoe, respect why Ohio State decided, yes, it is a payday for Grambling, but like why Ohio State decided to give them the opportunity to come to Horseshoe versus other schools. I I love that because I think that it should keep these kids' mindsets level-headed, because
Sure.
you know what you're supposed to do, go out and accomplish the task, but also understand what's around that. We can talk about that before, we can talk about that after. Put that in the right mindset, go out and do your job and get the job done. People may criticize them for it. I saw the Grambling head coach, a clip of him today saying that Ohio State, they're really good. They have a really good band. We have a really good band too. So competition is gonna be pretty good between the bands. And he's like, I'm just kidding. I know what this is. Some people would criticize him for not trying to get his kids up and all of that, but it's just a coach knowing that this is an opportunity for a lot of eyes to be on kids there that may not get this type of spotlight. He just wants them to go out and try to ball. That's all. Just go play ball.
And not only that, but these kids most likely weren't high recruits. They probably aren't going to go to they get to go into the shoe and play a game against Ohio State. That means something. They're going to tell that story forever. That's really cool. That's so cool.
Yeah.
So,
yeah,
I mean, it's for the Buckeyes, just go out there, execute, know your job, do your job, and then, do it well enough to where you can get your backups in and not have to worry about it anymore. That's what I expect.
Because in a competitive game, it means a lot more for a guy like Keenholz as your backup quarterback or your other backups in other positions, as much depth as you have, to get meaningful reps in an actual game that counts in the standings, that counts for everything that you're trying to accomplish this season. Those reps matter more than what Dillon Gabriel and Shedeur Sanders got in the preseason. I'm not saying they didn't matter, but this is why college doesn't do preseason and all that kind of stuff. There's always those ramp up games. Ohio State, like other teams this season, they decided to come out the blocks hitting hard and then, kind of settle things down, allow that rhythm to be built up. And I think this is the perfect situation for Ohio State. I'm not guaranteeing they're going to win everything and all of that. I'm just saying for what they should be able to do from this situation, Ryan, I think it's a perfect situation. You got a chance to see best on best in the entire country. Where are you at start of the season, right around the start of September? Now we get a chance to correct all that stuff, go against teams that, yes, we are supposed to beat. We are supposed to have high scores against, but we can work out some of the kinks. We can build a rhythm. So then when we go against another tough team and a tough defense, and our defense goes against another tough offense, now you may not see the score go as high, but you're seeing those dynamic plays be able to hit, and you're not seeing guys drop the ball. You're not seeing blocks missed up front. I did find it interesting though that CJ Donaldson started over James Peoples. Did you find that?
Yeah, and just the running game was ineffective pretty much the whole game. I mean, I think James Peoples averaged 2 yards per run, and Donaldson averaged 3.2 or 3.3. I mean, against allegedly the top or top 5 defense, I could expect that, but they need to work that out. They need to figure that out because that's not going to last, especially going into the big games in the Big Ten and then also falling into the college football playoffs. We need to have a good running game. I expect Carlos Lachlan to get those guys into shape for sure.
Yeah. And I mean, we've seen with Ohio State when they haven't had the talent that they had last year and that two-headed monster. We've seen the run game, I think, start kind of slow. I like that they kept going to it. I feel like if that game would have been later in the year and it was going the way it was going, I think Donaldson would have gotten more of the carries than keeping the rotation going. They were more willing to rotate because it's game 1. But I feel like he had more dynamic aspects to his runs, more decisive in where he was going. Yes, it wasn't.
And he was catching out of the backfield.
Yeah, it wasn't the greatest of numbers still, but it just felt different when Donaldson was running versus Peoples. That could switch game to game, all of that. But I think that if the game went that way and it was later in the year and you're trying to solidify, your characteristics, your identity, all of that, I think Donaldson probably would have kept going.
I don't
Last
know.
thing-
Later in the year,
Yeah, go ahead.
I mean, respectfully, don't sleep on Bo Jackson because the freshman that is in there, they love, and he is very, very dynamic. And they've been saying he's ready now, but you got to give your due process with the older guys and the transfers and stuff, and he'll earn his time. But like, if we have a game like that later in the year, I would not be surprised if that guy goes in there and kicks some butt. So
And the
they
way he's
they
gonna
have this little menace waiting. So.
And the way he's going to earn that is, taking advantage. If the Buckeyes do what they're supposed to do in these next couple of
Yep.
games, he's going to get opportunities to run the ball and
Absolutely.
then show what he's doing against like backups and all that kind of stuff. Well, okay, like let's see this a little bit more. Is there something there that we didn't realize?
Yeah.
Our buddies for the Side Hustle podcast, they are going to be coming in with Peter in the studio. They're in our studio. We're doing things remotely today, and we want to thank Greeny Sports Cards, of course. But the last thing on Ohio State, before we just touch on high school and the guards real quick, Lou Holtz, let it go, man. Let it go.
Yeah.
I mean, give it up to him though. 88 years old, knows how to troll in today's day and age, and get reactions out of people. Well done.
It reminds me of Dave Portnoy in 20, 30 years. So
I'm going to add one thing in here. I'm coming in audio only now.
nice.
Before we get off of Ohio State, my nephew Nathan Ramsey won his challenge, and he will be marching in the best damn band in the land this weekend. So,
Dude,
on trombone. So
that's so awesome.
very, very excited for him.
Yeah.
I didn't realize how competitive the Ohio State marching band is. Every week, the reserves can challenge somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And they get every week. The entire band gets reevaluated.
That's awesome.
So,
well, good for
very
Nathan.
good for
That's
him,
really
so.
cool.
Yeah, that is going to be.
Congratulations.
It's going to be a hell of an opportunity. And I'm telling you, if you get the chance, like you're an Ohio State fan, you've never seen a game live or just even the band, I'm telling you, the band live is a much even better experience than what you see on YouTube. And
if you're
and all
going to the game, get there early. Go to the St. John's Arena and go see the Skull Session because it is an amazing event. It doesn't cost you a dime.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end, the players come through, and Ryan Dale come in and say some words to everybody on their way to the field. So it is definitely an experience that I think they said they average between 10 and 14,000 people in the Skull Sessions every week.
Jeez.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean, that's one thing we didn't get a chance to do just based on timing and everything like that. I would have loved to. The speech by James Laurinaitis at the one for the Texas week. I mean, that had me fired up. And I never played football in my life.
Ready to play, coach.
Go out there I just wanted to run through a brick wall. So let's touch on high school. I thought I had a sheet here. I do have a little bit of notes here. So touch on high school. So you got the NFL. We're going in reverse here. NFL, but what kicks it all off for the weekend, or typically kicks it all off, is your high school football games. And I'm telling you that the slate of games this week is some of these top 10 matchups to watch. I mean, we're going to do at the station, we're going to cover St. Ignatius and Mentor. I know Ignatius is 0-2. I know that they're still trying to scramble together to get back to what Ignatius is supposed to be, but these meetings are always difficult. And defensively, they've actually been playing pretty well. It's more so the offense and just that brief little moment of a couple turnovers or rough play offensively. Team extends the lead. Like Avon, that game was close going into the second half, and then third quarter there was like 2 or 3 turnovers by Ignatius. Avon capitalizes on all of them, and then it looks like 41-14 at the end. Like sometimes the little
couple moments, yeah,
it's just a couple moments. But I mean, Peter, you guys at CVC TV, you guys are covering Perry at Kirtland. It's Perry in Lake County.
Yep.
Boy, oh boy, last year was what?
So that's gonna be a great one.
Yeah. I saw a stat where Perry is like undefeated over the last like 2 or 3 years when it doesn't rain. So they can have
Random.
more.
So they took out last year. Yeah, because 2 years ago, I think was the first time Perry came into Kirtland and beat Kirtland. I think that was the first time Kirtland lost at
Mhm.
home in like a decade, maybe,
Wow.
or more. And then Kirtland came into Perry in the torrential downpour last year and managed to defeat Perry at home in triple overtime by
Yeah.
going for 2.
Yeah. Yep.
What
Going
a
for
game.
2.
So
Coach's son at quarterback, Jake Laverty, going for 2. They won 22-21 last year. When Perry won 2 years ago, it was 24-6. It wasn't even like Perry kind of dominated that game too, which was
Yeah.
very surprising.
that's a rare game between these two teams.
Can I interest you guys in Glenville at Avon?
Oh yeah.
That should be a good game.
Sincere Johnson there at linebacker. And then Avon, they have Mike Elder's son. He is the quarterback this season. This is going to be Glenville's second week going against a defending state champion from last year.
Wow.
They beat Division I state champ from last year, Olentangy Liberty, last week. And they beat the team that won the Division II state title 2 years ago, Massillon, Washington, the Tigers, Paul Brown Stadium. They beat them in week 1. And Avon just it doesn't matter who they go up against. It doesn't matter what division they are. They just are an absolute powerhouse.
Right.
Two teams that I wanted to mention that I at least wanted to highlight on this show that I think should get this. Mayfield off to a 2-0 start, and Eastlake North off to a 2-0 start. So good job, especially there at North, to coach Sean Dodd and those guys. They changed to a single wing back offense. They did a whole new offense this year just to get their best 11 on the field. I saw them talking about that in scrimmages all off season. And they are off to a nice 2-0 start. They have Madison this week, who is 1-1, and there's some other big ones.
Well, that'll be a conference game next year as Eastlake North joins the CVC.
Yeah, and that's why I wanted to bring it up, because Madison is now in the CVC.
Yep.
They joined a little while back, and now North, South, Chardon, and one other school.
Fairport Harbor.
Fairport Harbor. Fairport used to be in the CVC. They left. Now they're coming back.
Okay.
Because I played Fairport Harbor in CVC play.
I played Wycliffe in CVC play. A long time ago.
But yeah, I mean, great action all across Northeast Ohio this week, and as you get into conference play, it's just gonna get more nuts. So we'll try to highlight that. Last thing, Guardians. I don't want to squeeze too much in, but it feels like we're avoiding the inevitable conversation of, I don't know that a playoff run is coming, but it's still possible because Seattle keeps losing. So even as the Guardians were struggling, and now they play against Tampa, who is ahead of them in the standings, in the wild card standings, Seattle, who got Josh Naylor, who were, they got Julio Rodriguez, they were really flying high. They kept losing, and the Guardians are still only 3 games out. So meaningful baseball is still being played in the midst of us getting football, which I think that's the best part. I think that's a good thing. Sure.
Yeah, I mean, I've been saying all year I don't have high expectations. I just think that they are going to put out their product and hope for the best. It's been a roller coaster this season for sure. I mean, after that 10-game losing streak, we were pretty down on them, and then it seemed like, oh my gosh, are we going to have this resurgence, and are we going to take the division? And then, we kind of fell flat on our face. That being said, I mean, it's baseball, and anything can happen, especially in October. I mean, like you said, we're only 3 games back, and we play the White Sox. I think we play Detroit coming up. We have some games where we could possibly make the wild card and see what happens. Do I expect them to? I don't know. I'm just gonna watch them and hope for the best and get frustrated every night, probably. So,
I think the most disappointing part of them right now is they had an easy schedule after the All-Star break, and they haven't taken advantage of it. You know, everybody talks about complementary football, Ryan, where you want all three phases in sync and playing well. I mean, complementary baseball is a thing. You have to have your starting pitchers get into at least the sixth inning and keep the opposing offense at bay. You got to have your offense kind of clicking, getting timely hits. You got to have your bullpen coming in and holding down what they need to, keeping the offense in it, or preserving what the starter gave to you.
Right.
That just hasn't happened recently, and that is where it's most disappointing. They still have an opportunity, and I know we're going to be there every step of the way. That's for sure.
Right.
Wow, loaded show, man.
Lots going on, man. I'm excited for football. Excited for fantasy football started tonight, Kevin. I'm in 15 leagues and I'm excited. I've had a draft every night almost. It's crazy.
I'm in 3 leagues and I didn't know.
You didn't even know. Oh no. Hopefully your teams are good and not terrible off auto draft.
I mean, the one I knew about because there's a money buy into it, and like, you got to take it seriously and all that kind of stuff.
Right.
But there was especially one of them that I was in last year. I was told it wasn't happening this year, so I was just like, we're down with the in-laws. I literally drove. So this to end the show, just a little fun tidbit for you. I literally drove so I worked 9 to 10 on Friday. Drove to Columbus that night. Got in about 12:30, 1 o'clock. Got up to be at the outdoor studio by 7 o'clock. So woke up at 5:45. Did all that at Ohio State. Then drove 2 more hours to the in-laws and did like a birthday party at a pool and all this kind of stuff.
Man.
But like I get a text while I'm down there, and there's not great service down there. So all I can do is text. And person's telling me, hey, like, the draft is starting, right? I was like, this league is still here? This league exists? What?
Man.
So it auto drafted, and there's no money in it, so I don't really
Sure. There you go.
Before we go, anything that you want to get off your chest today that you didn't get a chance to, Ryan?
No, man. I'm just excited for fantasy football. I've been being very strategic the last few years, and in one of my dynasty leagues, I've been tanking for 3 years. I've won 1 game in 3 years, and now I have 10 first-round picks in the next 3 years, and my team is projected top 3 right now. So I'm very excited to just take over for the next 10 years. So that's what I want to leave with. Hey guys in the Tanny Dynasty League, you're going down. That's it.
Yeah, Ryan's coming. Maybe we can do like just like 2 or 3 minutes, like quick, like fantasy advice. Like once we kind of get a sense, like get some games under our belt, and then really help some people out. I think that was always fun for us to do. I think having someone like you that knows that a little bit more, especially more than I do.
Sure.
He's only won 1 championship in all of his life. Surprised
hey,
I even did
awesome.
that.
Congrats.
Surprised I even did that. I think it'd be really cool to get your perspective and some advice on fantasy football.
That'd be fun, dude. Let's do it.
Stuff to look forward to. It's a good time of the year. Yes, the weather starts to suck, but it is a fun time of the year. And we'll be here to talk about it all. And basketball will start up soon, and baseball will be where it's at. And somehow we'll cover it all right here on the Voice of Lamb, brought to you by Greeny Sports Cards, partner with LPV Productions. For Peter Tillip, our producer extraordinaire, look for the latest episode of the Side Hustle Wrestling Podcast. Kyle Cornell, AA, Anthony Alford. Love those guys. They are great on the call of high school football as well. They're coming in the studio, so look for them. For my friend Ryan Mosser, I'm Kevin Arnold, reminding all of you, don't let anyone ever tell you it's just a game. We truly love you all 3,000. Don't talk about it. Be about it.
Football season is finally here, baby.
Can't talk about trading or getting Nick Chubb anymore. Live life, all gas, no brakes. We'll see you next time right here on the Voice of the Land.